Yo, nephew, hand me that bar stool. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. Fresh and clean.
This is 21st and Prime presented by Heineken 0.0.
You know, Coach, that's 0 calories. And it's all, excuse me, let me rephrase that. It's 0 alcohol and 69 calories. In KFC, you know, notice you've been dropping a little weight here and there.
He's lean and mean.
He's lean
and mean.
Yeah, but all the chicks I see on the show, I see why you're trying to stay lean and mean, you and your boy. but what's important is that, you know, obviously we're trying to do better if you would. And so sometimes we don't want to put all of the, you know, there's time to put that scotch and some of the other stronger things in our bodies, but there's other times, you know, KC, where, you know, you need to go 0 and keep the calories down.
There's beer with no alcohol and only 69 calories. I need to know that means that I could do my dance high step, you know, bump and run with KFC and do the doggone thing and still, you know, feel like I got my balance. I got my life intact. I'm good, right? Is that what you said?
That's the perfect balance right there, right?
Got you. Make sure you go out and buy yourself some Heineken 0.0 and you'll be able to enjoy your active life to the fullest. Now, let's get down to business.
You know, it's funny that you bring up the 0 alcohol, because one of the things I saw over the last week or two that I needed to hear you was your boy Tom Brady at the Tampa Bay parade. Now, there's been conflicting reports about whether Tom Brady was actually drunk or not. It certainly looked like he was. The internet had a blast with that one. He's got to get some of that Heineken 0 if he's going to be out there playing like he was. But what was your thoughts on TB12 and that celebration?
Okay, first of all, I'm a TB12 man, not a fan. I'm a TB12 man. He really took my son up under his wing this summer. We went down there and worked out with him, and I saw that other side, that father, his kids were out there running around. We met him at the crib, first and foremost. And just the hospitality to everything that he granted us was unbelievable. Now, I did have a conflict of interest with old school, new school. I was a Joe Montana guy. I played against Joe Montana.
Ooh, okay.
It was nothing that was going to be able to overtake Joe Montana until Tom kept doing and doing and doing and doing what he did. Now, this year, taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who Jamie and I had many arguments on our beloved show about, no one expected this, and you didn't either, expected the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to go to the Super Bowl, not alone win the Super Bowl. But Tom Brady did it. It's no longer any indecision in my mind that who's the GOAT. And Tom deserves a night out. He deserves a night out.
Deion, I am the biggest Tom Brady hater in the world, being a Jets fan, being a Patriots hater. And it reached a point for me years ago that I gave up on trying to criticize him. Forget about this year. By the time he was putting up 4 or 5, I was like, all right, there's nothing left to be said, let alone the fact that he went to another conference, another team, bring him right back right away and win it. Now, you've won a couple rings yourself.
Yeah, just a couple.
You won a pennant. You might be known for a couple celebrations in the locker room here and there that we may have seen. But what do you like? TB12 is known to be like, I don't touch alcohol. I keep everything right in my body.
Hold on. I think we're missing something, guys. First of all, number one, we're saying Tom is the GOAT, but I don't think you guys are giving him enough credit for being the GOAT. Tom Brady, now let me do the disclaimer because everybody gets offended. Okay, I'm not talking about somebody who solved cancer or world peace or any of those men. Tom Brady is the GOAT of men. Stop. Men.
No.
Men.
No.
Men.
Michael Jordan.
No.
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Here's why.
You talking to a goat. You talking to a goat. How you going to tell a goat what a goat looks like?
Goat recognize goat.
Let me tell you
when
why.
When Michael Jordan walk into the room, all of us get up and bow down. And
as they will do with Tom. But see, here's what you mean.
Michael Jordan is our GOAT. He's our team captain. Let's just get that straight. Let's get that straight.
He has been passed. I'm talking about the GOAT. Not see, you're leaving it to sports. And I'm trying to tell you, slow down. Forget sports. This is Tom Cruise level we're talking about. Remember, Tom Cruise after Top Gun was the GOAT of men.
Michael Jordan.
Leave the sports alone.
KFC, do you see the bull junk I've been going through? You see the bull junk that I've been going through? Do you see why you're here now? You see, this is the bull junk that I've been going through.
Explain to him, KFC, what I am saying. Tom Brady is the GOAT. He's got Giselle.
Exactly.
He got to have a baby's dad. He got to be a baby's daddy with a free pass with bunching. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan couldn't get away with that. That's what I'm saying. He's the GOAT of men of all time.
You gotta watch your mouth.
No, man. Go ahead, Casey. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Listen, when you have the supermodel wife, when you've done it as long as he's done it, here, there, everywhere in between, like to even to compare him to MJ, you know, when MJ tried his second act, when he tried to do his bring another team, what did he end up doing? You know, it's like he took the Wizards back to the finals.
That was business. That was business. The Wizards was business. That was pleasure. That was business. You got to understand what's business and what's pleasure. Michael Jordan is N.O. in championships. Let's get that straight. N.O. You can't compare the two.
You can't compare the two for other reasons.
You can't compare the two.
Like I said, you're confining Tom Brady to sports. I'm saying he's transcended all that. He's the guy's guy. He is. Tom Cruise was the guy's guy until he freaked out on what's the name on the couch.
Three of us could sit back. We could sit back at any event, Super Bowl, NBA All-Star Game, NBA Championship, World Series, and three of us could just sit back with our hands folded, and we could watch Tom Brady walk through the lobby, and we could watch Michael Jordan walk through the lobby. And
you know what that is?
That's to tell you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. You're my guest. You're my
Listen,
guy.
here's the difference. MJ, I think from being from a different era where you only really saw him on the court, not nearly as much off the court. He has that intimidation factor where he walks in the room and you're almost normal people are scared of the guy. They're like, holy shit. He's this imposing presence. He's got this killer instinct. He's an intimidating cat. Now, Tom Brady on the sideline, you'll see him, let's fucking go. And he's screaming, he's hyping the guys up. Not to say that Tom Brady's not an intense guy, but everything we see off the court with the videos on social media and he's dancing and he's shrugging and he's hanging out with the boys, he's kind of more, you see him with his family a lot. You see him as a family man. You see him as a nice guy. And there's not that level of like, oh my God, I'm not even.
KFC, you see what I have to deal with all the time, dealing with this guy? Now you understand what I'm saying. Dealing with this guy, he doesn't understand. He just think, I'm a GOAT. There's GOAT talk. But at the same time, see, that's what I'm dealing with all the time. It's tough. It's tough.
Listen, goats are not easy. We're us non-goats. We got to deal with you divas.
Yeah.
Tom Brady deserved his night out.
Now, do you think he was drunk? That's my question. I thought for sure he looked it, but then people were telling me he was.
When your homie is ushering you somewhere, that's the telltale sign.
Yeah.
When your homie
under the shoulders, when your
homie is holding ain't no man holding another man's shoulders.
Yeah, that was a weird look, right?
Yeah. But you got one better, Prime. You got one better going to the Pro Bowl when somebody got wheeled off the plane.
Oh, yeah. Someone
who was that?
The Pro Bowl. Someone was in they got so intoxicated on the plane that they had to get wheelchairs for a couple of Buffalo Bills players to wheel them off the plane into the car to get them to the hotel. That's how bad it was. Tom was not quite that bad, but I'm pretty sure.
And you have never touched a drink in your life? Is that what I understand? Never interested in just knowing what it feels like, seeing what it tastes like, having a
But
night out.
I'm a control guy, KFC. I need control. I need to always be under control. I would never do anything that relinquishes control of me. I don't need to control others. I need to be controlled.
Me and you go out. Okay, me and you go out one night.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
And you don't have to.
It's gonna have to be by 6.
There's no cameras. There's
6 p.m.
No strangers. It's just me and you. Jamie comes along. A couple people you trust. You don't have to worry about
Jamie coming along. It's gonna be some cocktails. If Jamie coming along, it's gonna be some cocktails.
Oh, it's all, baby. Don't worry about that. You don't have to feel bad, KFC. We're gonna sip it.
We'll do it in your house, Deion, where you can just roll right to bed when you're done. You don't have to worry about a thing. You're telling me you don't want to get a little loose?
No. He has to be driven to his room. It's a long way. So he has to there's like a cart that will drive you all the way to the room down to the other.
You know you're a goat when you need a designated driver when you're in your house to get to bed. That's next level goats. You don't want to know what it's like to just get a little bombed.
I know what it's like to have fun. I know what it's like to be that dude. I know what it's like to have eyeballs. Time you walk in the room, everybody clap. You walk. I know what it's like. I don't want to know what it's like to not have control of me and not recall what transpired the night. But
there's
before.
a happy medium. You don't have to get blacked out. You get in that level.
So
when
is when? When is when? When is when? When is that level? Like, how many sips does it require to get to that level? So if everybody knows,
you got to find out, Deion.
Tom looked a little lightweight, though. I don't know if he was a 3, 5, 7.
I've heard the opposite. I've heard stories that he can put him away.
So he puts him down straight alcohol or beer?
We've all heard those stories.
I heard the story of him.
How can you be in Boston?
The boys were chugging beers, and he smashed the glass and chugged it faster than anyone. Because whatever the man does, Jamie, he's the best at it. It doesn't matter whether it's throwing a football or drinking a beer
and he
or
competes.
playing at a supermodel. It's
whatever you do, you compete. You compete at it.
Well,
and you got to win.
I got a confession that Deion does. He will remember it now.
Okay,
about alcohol. Now, Deion doesn't drink. That is 1,000% true. He doesn't drink.
Never tasted alcohol.
Oh, no. Well, no. He about spit up. Remember me and Hoove? So Deion used to have a hair salon called Deion's Hair Design. Mm-hmm. Right next to the hair design was a place called Fat Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. Now, at that time, Fat Tuesdays, you remember KFC, the Fat Tuesdays, a Slurpee drink, it was all grain alcohol. Mm-hmm. So me and Hoover said one day, we decided in the salon, hey, Deion doesn't drink. Let's see if he'll even taste it. So we gave him a little slushy, because, 7-Eleven, we grew up on 7-Eleven, so he understood that. Mm-hmm. He sipped it, and that was the end of it.
That was one and done.
No, it was not. It was, you're not telling the story correctly. It was not, hey, taste this little alcohol right here. No, it wasn't like that.
It was a frozen cup when we gave it to you.
No, me thinking that it's a slushy, not an alcoholic beverage. That's the story.
You got duped. You got tricked.
There you go. Now
wait a minute.
Then my smell, my senses kicked in.
Now, you are a competitor, of course, through and through. We'll talk about Marty Mush in a minute because he's challenging you to a sports decathlon. Now, you are a competitor. If I said to you, I can outdrink you, Deion. I'll drink you under the table. Me and you go drink for drink. I will beat you, and I start to challenge your competitiveness. You're still not going to – you'll just bow out. You're not interested.
I have a sign on my wall that says, I ain't never been one for peer pressure, but I do put pressure on my peers.
This man is just a walking quote machine, It's like you pull the string in his back, and another one-liner.
I'm looking at it right here. And that's the truth. You can't. I just told one of my kids today because he was getting a little frustrated about some of the kids on the team was being jealous of him. I said, take the remote control of your life out of their hands because you let them change your channel and turn you up and down. And now I'm hearing a whole lot of volume. I mean, that's just I've never allowed someone to take my remote control and do what they wanted to do. I'm not going to do that. So,
well, speaking of a lot of volume, I mentioned Marty Mush. He's running his mouth, coach. He's flapping his gums about being the best athlete at Barstool. He said he will beat anybody in any sport, and that when it's all said and done, he will be crowned the best athlete at this company. To be perfectly honest, I don't think he remembered you worked here when he was talking about that.
He don't. He did, and then I got my scout because I scout all my opponents. And Dana Dane, I call him Dana Dane. Dana Dane is his roommate, so I did some scouting on him, and Dana Dane told me it ain't what he's appearing it to be. So, but we're going to pick sports, Jamie. You don't know about that. I've been challenged by one of our Barstool compadres to a decathlon, whatever you call it. I don't know the multitude of sports that we could do. So I'm going to do ping pong. I'm Prime Lee Chin. I don't think he understands I'm Prime Lee Chin. I play with the sandpaper ping pong paddle because I'm hood. I'm hood. All right. I don't want the big ping pong paddle that look like a Texas toast. I don't want that. I want a regular sandpaper ping pong paddle. We're gonna do the baseball. We're gonna pitch. I guess pitch, hit, and run, or whatever we're gonna do it. The long ball. We're gonna go with home run derby. But somebody got to hit one out. I'm knocking a cover off that. I promise you. And what are the other sports?
I feel like you said no to basketball. You were like, I'll smoke.
No,
you
basketball.
not even more at the time.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Are you worried? Is there any like basement games, backyard games, not even sports, just like little activities that he might be better than you?
Connect Four. I'm very astute at Connect Four. I'm really good.
I got it.
But I tell you what, let me see.
I was just playing with the kids last night. I got a little travel version of it here.
I'm
trying to teach my kids how to do that.
No. So I'm okay. I got the Connect Four of the Connect Fours. My business manager, Constance Swartz, got me this. I mean, this thing is like marble. It's like a marble Connect Four game. And me and my son go at it all the time. Now, what I do want to do with him, I got to introduce the ghetto games to him because he wants to play on a regular game. So
what's that? What are the ghetto games?
We get a quarter and we pitch to the wall. We pitch to the wall. The closest to the wall.
Now, here's the thing, Coach. Marty, when the pandemic first hit and he was locked up at home, he started to kill time by doing all this wacky shit. Like he's throwing cards in a hat.
What? You get arrested? Locked up
well,
at home?
we were all locked
in.
We couldn't leave. Yeah. And so he started.
When you talking about the hood, sometimes you have to clarify that.
He was
locked up
no
at
ankle
home.
bracelet.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry.
You know what? He took a pencil and he threw it into a 2-liter bottle from like down the steps of. He could do weird shit. I don't want you to underestimate when he could do some wacky things.
Well, we got to come up with a couple games that are kind of even keeled. But I don't want to hoop against him. I don't want to race him. That stuff is too easy for me.
Oh, you got to race him because he's running his mouth. He said he'll run like a 4.6. What do you run right now?
Next man.
Age.
Next man.
I know you always say that, but what number are you putting up right now at your age?
Next man. One step quicker than the next man. If you're 4'7", I'm 4'6". If you're 4'8", I'm 4'7". If you're 4'3", and 4'2", I'm gonna be one step quicker than the next man. I'm telling you. That's just in me.
And you think he'll beat you in any of these things?
Maybe one or two. It depends on what it is.
What would concern you the most? What game would you be like, oh, shit, I don't know if I got it?
Pool. Pool.
You're not good at all, or you're just like, you're not.
I'm all right.
What about darts?
I'm pretty good at darts.
I'm pretty good. Hey, let's get the guns out, man. Let's shoot the gun out there at the farm. Let's shoot some hogs.
No, because I'm going to have Uzis and all that stuff. I'm not going to miss.
Yeah, let's get some real games going. It's
not going to miss.
Okay, well, the darts.
There's got to be something that people.
What's that stupid game everybody plays? They're throwing the thing in the hole.
I like that.
What's that?
Cornhole. Yeah.
Cornhole.
Could you do cornhole?
Oh my God.
I could do cornhole.
Forget about Marty for a second. What? And I know golf. You're not even gonna. I know you're gonna have a one-liner for me here. What golf. You're not good at golf.
Can't play golf.
What do you?
Can't play lick.
What else is out there that you're like?
Swimming.
Not afraid of, but yeah, you don't want to swim.
I'm afraid.
What about tennis? Can you play tennis?
They call me Prime Black and Roll. I'm serious.
I know that's when I knew that Marty was talking. You had a nickname for every single sport.
You got to understand, when you play tennis, I had one of those darn they call them the robots, and I think it was a robot. And you sit on the court. That's how I worked with my footwork in football. And I had a tennis court at the crib. The balls they use lobster. No, they call it the lobster.
Tennis court. Basketball court.
And they shoot the balls repeatedly, and that's how I worked on my footwork. So, and it was just like jamming, like getting your footwork there to return the ball. And I did hundreds. I used to load that thing with hundreds of balls.
Hockey.
Black folks don't skate. Next one.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's not your scene.
Next one.
That's not your scene.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I would slide right into the wall because I couldn't stop.
All right, so there's a couple things if Marty wanted to do.
There's a couple things that Marty could do.
Okay. All right, we'll have to get that going. I would like to see Marty. You gonna make him cry?
I'm gonna take him viral. It's gonna be worse.
You know what? That's the thing. That's all he wants. That he'll be okay with.
That's what he wants. So that's what he wants.
You know, that's all he wants. Now, the other side of the the other part of the celebration was not only Tom enjoying himself clearly with a couple drinks, but he was also throwing the Lombardi trophy. You had Gronk doing all sorts of actions with the trophy, if you will. Now, apparently, the man who designed the Lombardi, he's a silversmith who designed that beautiful, silver football. Her name is Lorraine, his daughter. She said that she could not sleep. She lost sleep 2 nights in a row because of how much they disrespected the Lombardi trophy. I can't believe that anybody would actually get upset about this. But where are you at on this, Prime? Would you actually think that that's disrespectful?
I think it was ignorant to even bring this stupid mess up from her point of view. How did they disrespect it? And they're taking it with them. Now, if they would have left it and no one said, "Where's the trophy? You guys don't care about it during trophy?" To share it. I mean, it was a moment that you wanted to share it. You wanted to see how wonderful that was, how thoughtful it was that you're passing it from boat to boat. I thought it was wonderful. Now, if they had dropped it and it had gone into the river, ocean, or lake, whatever that was.
Imagine Lombardi just sinks to the bottom of the river.
Yeah, but somebody would have dove in to get it and saved the day and got compensated for it.
I think what's missing here, though, is how do you think the niece of Lord Stanley Cup feels? They take this in a second. Oh, man, give me, yeah, they're peeing on it.
They do whatever they want.
They got freaky with it, and who knows what's on that. I mean, they have to sanitize that thing. But to go back to, I think it speaks to a broader point with people. People rush to be offended about something. We have to rush to be outraged, irate about, if you saw what happened to the toilet paper in the bathroom, they had 3 rolls. They actually had the audacity to have 3 rolls in case one of them didn't. That's our problem. And this just speaks to, because it's like, to me, it's like, how dare you? First of all, who are you? Because the trophy wasn't made for the dad's glory. The trophy was made for the people who won the stage.
Right.
So if he wanted to take it and put it on his arm and he didn't wash, so what? Because the trophy was for him. It wasn't for the dude that make it. Deion, I mean, we know who your tailor is, but your tailor is not on the stage. The clothes that your tailor makes is on the stage.
True.
But your tailor ain't on the stage because that's where the tailor's supposed to be, in the back, being quiet.
Amen.
When you won your Lombardis, I know, like Jamie said, it's more of a hockey thing where you get your day with the cup. You get to do whatever you want. Let's say you won a Stanley Cup, Deion. Let's say you had the cup for the day. You could bring the Lombardi, the cup, whatever, and take it with you and do what you do with that trophy for the day. What would you do with it?
I'm not built like that, man. I don't give a darn. The first one, we won the Super Bowl. I was the first one out of the locker room, the first one to the hotel, the first one to sleep.
Tell them what you said to me.
I'm like, dang.
When you first time you win a Super Bowl,
I'm telling you, man, it was
partying,
like it was
just go home and go to sleep
because I thought it was going to be it. I thought it was going to be everything to me, and it wasn't. It was a letdown. It was like getting this girl that you finally wanted, and you finally got her, and she wasn't what you thought she was. Like when you really got to know her. That's the Lombardi
for you. You didn't have a moment of like.
Jamie clarified. No.
KSC, I was sitting in the room in the suite when he said just that, because I asked the question. I said, "So, what's it feel like now?"
Yeah.
And that is exactly what he told you was his response. Now again, because I never been to the Super Bowl, never won a Super Bowl, obviously. Never went to the NFC Championship game. I mean, so I'm trying to figure out what is that experience like for somebody I know and trust.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he's telling you. Is exactly what he told me.
Went to bed. Didn't even go out. Went to bed. Like woke up. Like okay, need another challenge. Need another
Second one
challenge. So
didn't do it either. Nothing on the
second one. I faked it. I did fake it. I felt a little better. I faked it. I grabbed the trophy. I run off the field with the trophy. I'm faking it, and I couldn't fake it anymore. It's the same thing.
Now,
same
all
thing.
right. So now you're on the other side of things. You're coaching. Let's say you win some hardware as a coach. Would that mean more?
Yeah, because now my life is more meaningful. See, I was in an area of concern where my life didn't have meaning at that time to me, and I didn't have purpose. So that's why I was empty, and I thought the accolades would fill me up. I even bought myself a darn Lamborghini the same week. You know, had to deliver it at the darn hotel. Still.
What color? What color was it?
Black. Everything is black. All my colors are black.
All black.
Something. Yeah. It happened to be Black History Month, by the way. But everything was all black. But yeah, it just didn't give me what I thought it was going to give me. It did.
Crazy. I mean,
man.
That is nuts to me. It's I do think there's a difference on the coaching side of things, though. Even before we got started here, I got to tell the audience we were all backstage waiting to start recording, and I heard Coach talking to all his players. And I mean, no cameras on. He wasn't doing it for a show, but you were talking about their education. You were talking about them growing as men. You were talking about them getting their head on right and being like a better person. It was impressive. I can tell you, you know, it's much more off the field than on the field for you as a coach.
Yeah, we let 5 of them go today that wasn't with it, wasn't with the program, and they had to. It's time. You good? You got to go, buddy. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. And that's what that was today. That's what that was.
What's the vibe right now? By the way, you stuck in all this weather. You must be a warm weather boy, right?
I'm a warm weather boy for sure. But this is
how about this with Marty? How about you do a little skiing? How about you do a little snowboarding?
I can't do that. I can't do that.
Nah,
Never did that in my life.
That's a white people
Never
thing.
Skied.
That's not.
I was going to say it's mighty white of you to suggest that. It's just like me saying, hey, man, let's shoot dice. Hey, tell Marty, let's shoot dice. Let's shoot dice, all right?
He would do that, though.
I don't know how to shoot dice. I don't even know how to shoot dice.
I don't get the skiing, man. All my friends.
I don't get the skiing.
They all, you want to go skiing? I'm like, absolutely fucking not, man. Are you crazy? You want to go to the top of a mountain and as fast as you can, like slide down it? No, I do not want to do that. Are you fucking nuts?
I don't even want to be in the cold. So is it really cold? Like, is it really cold when you go ski? Because I don't know, because I've never been. Is it cold?
Yeah, it's freezing. Of course, you're in a snowy mountain, Deion. It's not
so
warm,
why
brother.
would I want to go somewhere where it's cold and then rush back to the room and then rush back to the room where it's warm? Where's the logic in that?
I got a buddy.
Eggnog. That's where the logic is. And apple cider.
Yeah, that's more my vibe. I'll go away for a ski weekend with the gang, and I'm like, meet me back at the house. I'll have the whiskey and the hot chocolate, be sitting by the fire. That's more
Ride the snowmobile. Ride the snowmobile.
I would drink all the hot chocolate, and you guys would be sitting up there mad. Well, why you drink all the hot chocolate? Well, I'm not drinking your whiskey. The hot chocolate's gone.
So no cold for you. I got a buddy who's not a strong swimmer, and I always bust his balls over it. He says, "Why would I want to hang out inside of something I can't breathe in?" I'm like, all right, valid point. He's not fucking with the water. He can't breathe in the water. He's out.
The water was off at the hotel. True story, Jamie. Water's off at the hotel. So you got to improvise. We came up with this. You know what? So you can't flush the toilet, and you gotta use the bathroom. So I said, you know what? Let me go take my trash can down to the pool, fill it up with water, take it back upstairs, take the top off the toilet, fill it up. I got 2.5 flushes. Figured that out. So now I'm thinking, okay, not stinking, but stinking. I need to bathe. I can't bathe. I can only wash up so much. So day 2, I'm like, okay, do this again. So I take the same trash can, go down, dip it in the pool, go to the bathroom right across from the pool, take my soap myself up with my washcloth, all my areas, everything full of soap, and I go jump in the pool, rinse off. That's my shower.
Why did you go to the lake? What I did. Why did you go to the lake though? Why didn't you get the lake water, the natural water?
Well, maybe because it's 12 degrees outside. Maybe that's why. That may have had something to do with it.
That maybe might have been a factor.
Down there. Drive the Chevy down there.
No. I had to take a shower.
It's scary down there, though, huh? I mean, it's we're laughing about it, but it's a scary scene, man. People don't know.
It's
Up
good
here,
now.
we're built like this. We know what to
like
do.
this.
Down there, you guys are lost.
Texas and Mississippi is lost. Like nobody went anywhere. Nobody they didn't warn us on the news. Guys, go to the grocery stores and load up because you're going to be in for a couple of days. They didn't say that. Was nothing open but Old Faithful Waffle House. Waffle House.
That's never closing. Yeah. Waffle House is never closing.
Yeah.
Waffle House, man, is Old Faithful.
It's a beautiful place.
They came through.
You could depend on Waffle House. Yeah.
You could depend on when anybody fails, you could depend on Waffle House. They were faithful.
Yeah, Waffle House should sponsor the show. Come on, Waffle House.
They should. Waffle House, you got to come on in. Speaking of sponsors, Houston is not sponsoring JJ Watt anymore. Yeah,
a lot of people would love to have that guy on his team. He's got a lot of options, man. Would you go play with your brothers?
Now
play
see,
with Tom. Do you go? Where do you?
I'm so happy that you're. See now, KFC, you're getting ready to meet the real Jamie Deuce. See, I set that up. See, you know, I set that up so profoundly, and I know you were going to take the lead on it because I just wanted to see the big fella roll his neck back. Feels like JJ Watt ain't got nothing left in the tank.
No. He has
Do not back down in front of company. Treat JJ Watt like you normally treat him.
Stay in front of me too.
No, JJ Watt is doing just what every other player does. When your skills go to a certain level, 17 million ain't happening. Now you can come here and bring those 5.5 to 9 sacks in here at 8, 10, whatever that number is that they.
So he's down to 5.5 to 9.
I don't know.
Wow.
Well, that's what he had last year, but also he missed 30 games or something like that over the last 5 years or whatever.
Wow.
So
you see what I mean?
If you're not on the field, if you're not present, what we talking about, Coach?
Yeah, in 2018 he had 16 sacks. Last 2 years, 4 and then 5. 8 games played in 2019. He played a full season last year, but only 5 sacks.
But he's going to have impact. No, but he's going to have impact there because he got pieces to work with. They got people out there that can hunt, and they're going to. Now it's time for him to stay on the inside as a defensive tackle somewhere in there where he can recap because that's what he can do. He just doesn't.
So you're diminishing JJ Watt to a role player. So that's what you're doing, Jamie. You're saying he's a role player.
I'm saying he's playing less positions than he could play because Father Time is undefeated. He was playing
unless you're Tom Brady. Father Time's undefeated unless you're Tom Brady.
That's correct.
Right.
The goal of men all time.
Michael Jordan.
Where would you go if you're JJ Watt? If you were in a situation like that, Coach, where are you headed?
I got to go somewhere where I know I'm going to win, or I'm going to be the piece of the puzzle that they need to win. It's not about money at this time and juncture of his life. He's made plenty of that. I don't know where he is. You never count on another man's money. That's a cardinal rule in sports or life. But I would go, forget the sibling stuff, forget the brothers. I would go somewhere where I got a shot to win.
He went there.
Wait, if I want to have both in a sense, Pittsburgh obviously stumbled real hard down the stretch, but still a good team, and you get to play with family.
Pittsburgh didn't stumble. They didn't stumble defensively. They stumbled offensively. Mm-hmm. So you get to play with family, but do you really want to play with family? You know, I got 2 sons right here, and at the next level, I don't know if the 2 brothers really want to play with each other. I don't know if that's the case everywhere.
Why would you not just join up down in Tampa Bay?
Money.
No, he's the king of.
Well, like you said, it's not about money. I mean,
if it's not about, but when you win, when they won it all, you have no value. So they'll say, "Hey, we don't really need you now. We'll take you, but we don't really need you. So we'll just give you $3.5, $4, $5 million. That's all we got. You take that or leave it."
But he's in the perfect spot. But he's in the perfect spot, though. He went to the University of Wisconsin. JJ don't like to share the ball, so he, you see how, I don't know if he and his brother have ever been in any of those Subway commercials, Deion together. Not sure. Check that. Not sure. He always has to have his own scene. That's a shot. So my point is why would he go someplace with his brother where he can come to Wisconsin and be the returning triumphant king? Wisconsin. He went to the University of Wisconsin to come home to be the king.
I don't think he wanted to go to Wisconsin.
I think he did. Absolutely.
I thought was he a walk-on there?
It don't matter. He was the king. He got drafted in the first round, and everybody,
Yeah.
you know how Wisconsin is, man. Once you're a king, once you're a star there, you die in Wisconsin, man.
After you have spent a whole career in Houston, I don't think you're fighting to get to Wisconsin.
Yes, you are, because of
No,
what
you're
you
not.
said. No, hang on. You just said, hang on. Those elements are his elements. You said you want to go to a place where he can be the difference. There is no question in my mind, in between the tackles, he will be a nightmare next year because of what they got coming off the edge.
Minimizing his game. They're saying in between the tackles. See, KFC, that's an insult. See, let me let you know how strategically he insults people. He says this in passing like it was meant, like it was not a mistake. It was justifiable, and no one calls him out on it but me. That's why I'm glad you're here.
He just did it too. He fixes his glasses. And
he does that.
I'm just making a comment, just an observation, nothing more, nothing less.
And whenever he
What
does
did I
this,
lie about?
when he brings the hands together and brings the shoulders up, it's some bull junk.
Did I lie? You tell me a better place than the king going home where he wants to be. He played in Wisconsin. They got a place for him where he don't have to wear the pressure.
Arizona.
Why go out there?
Arizona.
Well, the team that has the best record in the NFC is in Green Bay.
They're on the brink of it all.
But Wisconsin.
Now, if you want to just go and be a killer,
you want to go somewhere you can win, but you want to be part of the reason you get over the top. You don't want to just be joining up a team that doesn't need you to win.
That would be the Rams.
They need him to win. Green Bay needs to get over the top. They can't get over the top because they can't bring enough pressure, enough heat with what they have. And it's real simple. He is the perfect missing link for them. They got a guy 99. He don't like to share the ball. 99 over there.
You don't have to share the ball. 99. You got two people blocking 99. No. So JJ has a one-on-one. JJ has a one-on-one. He has a one-on-one.
He don't want to share the ball because 99 is going to have 18 sacks.
JJ's not selfish. Look,
now forget about now the glasses are off.
Barstool Sports, baby.
All right, Deion, some of the things we don't talk about enough, I think, is, and I like this one, the stealth underwear, my friends at Macwell. And just, I don't have words for the fabric and how it fits on your body, how it really kind of contours, the fabric mesh, it's really kind of contours your body. But we want you to log on to macweldon.com/prime. Put in the offer code PRIME. Get yourself 20% off. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. But, when you think about the feel, there's a great feel of the fabric, and the thing that I look at, whether it be socks, shirts, hoodies, underwear, polos, active wear, it's so much great versatility, but it looks good. It really, it just absolutely looks good. And, one of the things that we talk about is that you go total free loyalty program, level 1, gets you free shipping for life. Once you reach level 2 and you're spending $200, you get 20% off on every basis. So what we want you to do is log on to macweldon.com/prime. Put in the offer code PRIME. Get yourself that 20% discount. I got to tell you, Deion will tell you, boy, you feel real good when you're working that way. That's macweldon.com/prime. Put that offer code in.
Yo, nephew, hand me that bar stool. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st.